I have a rendezvous with death. We'll preserve the last best hope of man on Earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
No fear. No political correctness. No wokeism. You're listening to Underground USA.
In light of all the propagandistic blah blah that's being bandied about on the internet regarding MAGA and the Maduro get, I think now is as good a time as any to clarify some manufactured propaganda that's meant to divide, make people feel unsure, and cloud reality when it comes to what the MAGA movement is. All at the hands of the deep state and the American Marxist movement. Many who oppose the MAGA movement, globalists on the left and neocon remnants of the old Republican establishment alike, have spent years trying to brand it as anti-war. They've painted Trump supporters as retreatists and anti-intervention pacifists. They've done this deliberately to fracture the conservative base ahead of the midterms and 2026. But here's the truth. The MAGA movement has never been anti-war. It has been anti-stupid war. It rejects endless, special interest-driven foreign entanglements that bleed American lives and treasure while doing nothing to advance our actual national interests. In fairness, there were some early voices within the MAGA camp who misunderstood the core meaning of America First. They mistook it for America Alone. Figures like Marjorie Taylor Greene and others who argued for total disengagement from the world's strategic hotspots revealed, over time, that they never truly understood or aligned with the founding spirit of the movement. Isolationism is not America First. It's America Abandoned. The roots of MAGA don't lie in retreat or withdrawal. They lie in reasserting American leadership on our terms, not the global elites. Those who preach total non-engagement, who see any use of military or economic power abroad as betrayal, are not defending American sovereignty. They're surrendering it to those who would happily fill the vacuum left behind, like China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, and the rest of the usual suspects. The MAGA movement rejects what we might call the military-industrial forever loop, the endless feed of troops and tax dollars into foreign wars orchestrated by career bureaucrats, beltway consultants, and defense lobbyists. Major players in the deep state. These wars have no constitutionally defined mission, no concrete objectives, and no exit strategy. Trump's foreign policy revolution brought clarity. Military force is a tool for defense, deterrence, and direct national interest, not for global social experiments or permanent occupations. MAGA doesn't dismantle American power, it redirects it. It refuses to repeat the moral and logistical blunders of the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, but it also refuses to abandon the world stage to tyrants, cartels, and ideologues. MAGA means the U.S. throwing off the global elite's unilaterally mandated idea that the United States exists as the world's policeman. America's armed forces shouldn't be used as an enforcement mechanism for the UN bureaucrats or NATO technocrats trying to sustain their multilateral illusions. Washington spent decades letting unelected committees dictate where our troops were sent and why, and the results speak for themselves. Trillions spent, allies emboldened, and Americans forgotten. America is not the world's policeman. But those of the MAGA movement recognize the difference between servitude and strength. Restraint isn't weakness, but absence of resolve is. MAGA is the belief that America has a sacred duty to protect its citizens, property, and interests anywhere in the world. That's not interventionism. It's sovereignty extended beyond our borders to shield our people from harm. Take Venezuela. The Chavez and Maduro regimes didn't just strangle their own population. They waged a soft war on the United States. They facilitated narcotics and human trafficking networks that directly targeted the American heartland. These networks, along with their Mexican cartel partners, have killed more Americans annually than any conflict since World War II. Standing up to such regimes, seizing their illegally attained assets, supporting legitimate liberation movements, and repatriating stolen U.S. wealth is self-defense, not meddling. It's about protecting Americans from the slow kill of narcotic and economic warfare. Where the MAGA mindset differs sharply from the old establishment is in its understanding of partnership. True allies are those who take the initiative and assume responsibility for their own defense. Our support should reinforce their will, not replace it, creating dependency. Israel provides the clearest example. Facing Iranian aggression both directly and through proxies like Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis, Israel didn't and isn't asking America to fight its wars. It's fighting them itself. Under Trump, America's role was to equip, deter, and support, not to occupy. MAGA stands firmly behind allies who stand firmly for themselves. The MAGA foreign policy vision extends beyond mere military posturing. It's about strengthening independent nations that share our commitment to sovereignty, order, and liberty. In Europe, MAGA-supported leaders are resisting Brussels' open-door dogma and the migrant invasions that threaten their cultural survival. In Asia, Trump-backed nations confront Beijing's communist expansionism and technological theft. By empowering regional powers aligned with freedom, MAGA multiplies America's influence without sacrificing American lives on the altar of globalism. It's delegated strength, not abdication. Understanding that, it's easy to see that those now working hardest to smear MAGA as anti-war are not patriots. They're opportunists. Some sit on the left, others wear red ties and smile on Fox News. But they're the same species of parasite. They weaponize confusion about MAGA's true philosophy to fracture the right, sabotaging unity to keep the money flowing through old DC channels, attempting to create disunity in the MAGA base to feed the continuance of the deep state. Even within MAGA's own ranks, some have revealed themselves as unserious, obsessed with sound bites rather than substance, with isolation rather than sovereignty. When a self-described America First politician praises disengagement that empowers narco-states, Iran, or China, they've outed themselves as America Last in disguise. President Trump showed what real America First leadership looks like. Modernize the military, destroy ISIS, deter Iran, limit Chinese expansion, bring troops home responsibly, and most critically, avoid plunging America into new unwinnable wars. That's not pacifism, that's power properly aimed. The MAGA movement is principled, not passive. Its moral compass aligns with national survival, not with emotionally charged, sentimental globalism. It doesn't view every military action as evil, only those that serve no clear constitutional and patriotic purpose. Ironically, the isolationists and globalists share the same flaw. Both misunderstand America's role in the world. Isolationists seek to hide from it. The globalists seek to rule it. MAGA seeks to lead through strength, protecting Americans first, partnering with allies who carry their own weight, and using power to prevent greater harm. In the end, MAGA is not anti-war. It's pro-America. It isn't anti-military. It's anti-exploitation of the military. It doesn't imagine a world where America hides. It envisions one where America stands tall, strong, and free from entanglements that betray its people. Those who confuse strength with isolationism or call disengagement patriotism never truly understood the cause. The MAGA movement, which is alive and very well, is not about running away from the world. It's about reclaiming our place in it on our own righteous terms. America First means exactly that. Protecting Americans, defending freedom, and advancing our interests everywhere they are threatened and by whatever means necessary. To that end, President Trump is doing a very good job. When we come back, our segment on America's Third Watch, broadcast nationally from our flagship station, WGUL, AM 860 and FM 93.7 in Tampa, Florida.